I remember thinking in that story about opening a box and the story about how shame prevents us from doing that. I'm like, oh, yeah. And you're sharing, you've also highlighted one of the reasons why I feel like we can't have nice things broadly because of that shame.
Yeah.
What would it mean for America to open that box and acknowledge and admit all of the past harms to marginalized people? What would that require individually? What would that require from a policy level? What would that require from a very macro level in terms of creating change to then rectify that? And how that shame itself could be a barrier.
Real fast. I love this box analogy now, and especially
Yeah,
how
yeah,
you took it
let's
like,
do it. Let's go.
what would it take for, America to open the box?
Let's go.
You know what? Justice delayed is justice denied. I know that. And so I wish things could move way faster and be instantaneous, but it is a slow grind. And I think anyone who does system change work and even abolition work knows that it is a slow grind. And I just think, gosh, America is so far from opening that box. We can't even admit that there's a box yet. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? At this point,
Yeah.
America, with that metaphor, has taped and sealed that box shut
Yeah.
and is actively placing happy stickers on it, is actively pretending that box is a good one, that everything in that box is happy and joyous, and
Mhm.
like nothing in that box is bad, and ignore that box. Let's put the box to the side, right? This
Mhm.
like active, it is active and intentional erasure of our true and accurate history of our genocide, right? Our
Yeah.
genocide of so many different cultures and people, and how that is still active today. We're still doing that. And so I wanted to just point out, I loved that analogy of the box. And I hope one day we can at least acknowledge that there's a box,
Yeah.
and then start to slowly peel that tape away. The shame doesn't always have to be your own shame, right? The shame can be a shame of the world, of society, of systems, of your environment, of your privilege. It doesn't have to be your direct shame of something you did and the harm that you caused, right? Like that box may be, if I admit that people like you in your situations exist, I
Yes.
have to question the systems that give me privilege, the
Mhm.
systems in which I navigate my own world. And so I think that is sometimes the shame box as well. Is the shame box isn't
Mhm.
only the harm that we caused, but it's the
Mhm.
harm society, others, institutions cause. And if we open that box and look at it, we have to question what we're doing on the couch, what we're doing watching them. And I'm not taking away from that. All of us deserve to thrive. All of us deserve comfort. In late stage capitalism, all of us have to make unethical, like I'm recording this on a computer that was made by child slave labor. I know that. We all have to make sacrifices to self care to be able to thrive and find our own joy and happiness. But I think sometimes it's this fear of, if I open that shame box, the comfort that I have will come into question. So it's not even
Mhm.
about the own harm I caused. It's just about the privilege and comfort that I hold.
Yeah.
If I open that box, I have to question all of these things that I've benefited from.
Mhm.
And that can be almost just as bad as a box that is filled with your own personal shame and harm,
That's
right?
right.
Because you've benefited from these systems as well.